So I finished the last tutorial and then I was like, this silver needs to be gold. So thought I'd just do a quick tag on of how to do that with what we've already done. So I'm going to delete this one. So we have our original picture hidden, the second original just in case, and then we have our first layer mask. We're going to drag this to duplicate, and then what we're going to do is double click the mask. It'll open in a new window, and we're going to click invert. So what this is doing is it's selecting everything that was not selected before. So it's grabbing the grout and it's also grabbing the pipe system. So we're just going to click OK. Now you'll see that it applied the same color, which is obviously not what we want. But what we can do is we have two options here. We can use the paint bucket to paint in a goldish sort of color. Oops. On the main layer. Well, it went blue. A goldish sort of color. Let's try that again. On the main layer. Right, and so you're like, oh, that looks great. Now, the reason that I'm actually not going to do this is because I think there's a better way. I am going to double click and then do a color overlay. And so these are my layer styles. There's a lot of really awesome stuff in this panel, so definitely take some time to explore. But I'm going to select color overlay, and then it's not going to go to that automatically. You will have to go down to it, and then double click and pick a gold color. The reason I like this better is because you can see the edit in real time. So for example, you might be like, oh, gold, yellow, but that's way too green. So now you really have a chance to like play with it and find something more natural. So this one would be more copper. You could even go with something, you know, darker if you wanted it to look more vintage, kind of depending on what your brand is about. So I'm going to try to stick with something a little more intense. I really like this copper. That's awesome, so I'm going to say okay. Okay. What I don't like about what happened is that it also pulled the grout. So what I can do, remember that black blocks. So I'm going to get a black brush. I'm going to take my hardness about midway, my size pretty large. And I'm just going to take out that edit. And again, I'm not being too careful because it's not like some of these couldn't get dingy. I just don't want them to be the exact same color as the pipes because that does look unnatural. So I'm just going through, deleting them so they're back to a normal grout hue. But anytime you're working with a metallic or you have a picture and you're like, oh, I wish this silver were gold, this is a super easy way to change it to fit your brand. For example, I do not use silver in anything on my branding. I don't use a lot of gold, but it is there as an option. It's not something I'm opposed to in my brand. Sorry, excuse all the coughing. I think I'm getting sick. Wah, wah. Okay, so I'm just trying to find something that's easy to get in between. And this we do want to be a little more specific because we don't want it to look like the color from the pipes is bleeding off the pipes. That would make it really obvious that this was a Photoshop edit and not actually what was happening. So I'm just going to continue pulling out this color on the grout a little bit, right? Okay, I really want to get that one, so I'm going to get that one really quick. But, so that's how you would do that. So super simple, and now you have copper and pink versus the silver. So hopefully that was helpful. And just a nice little tidbit about adding on the effects just by double clicking the layer.